Hey guys, this is Tall Stork, and I hope you enjoyed the scenery of Bandor Desert as I was getting teabagged. As promised, here is the first of many Battlefield tutorials of which I'll be creating. These tutorials are of course based on my own opinions and experience while playing BF3. My plan was to do the first tutorial on staying alive. As I was collecting footage from the past few nights of gameplay, I realized that doing such a broad tutorial in one video would be way too long to keep anyone's attention. So the first part will be on maneuvering. Okay, so after the clip that is currently on the screen, you are going to see a string of clips that should perfectly allow you to visualize what it is that I'm trying to talk about. When in a firefight or when you are surprised by your opponent, there is something that you can do to gain a significant advantage in that encounter. Imagine for a second that around every enemy soldier that you are suddenly thrown into a close quarter skirmish with has a circle around their body. What you want to do in these circumstances is work around the circle as you're firing. As these next few clips pop up, you'll begin to see what I mean. As you can see, sometimes you will have only enough room to move back and forth on one small part of the circle, and other times you can go nearly around the whole entire circle to take out your opponent. The key to this tactic is to confuse your enemy by becoming a moving target when he is fully expecting you to go head to head. In my opinion, it doesn't matter how experienced the player is, he will always miss a few shots when his target, of whom is expected to be stationary, begins to move around him. Another observation is that most players will attempt to bull rush through an opponent to get the kill. This generally means the bull, in this case, is sprinting or jumping in a linear path to the target player. This provides a distinct advantage for the player that will cut away from this expected path and dodge a bullet or two. Which brings me to my next point. In several of these clips, my health is significantly reduced from the featured encounters. I wanted to add these clips to the video to show that the enemy is clearly aiming at the point where most players would have remained shooting. I have been hurt to the point where one or two more bullets would have sent me back to my spawn, but instead I'm able to get cover and throw down a med pack to take on the next guy. As seen in this clip, by constantly moving I was able to move into a full squad in a highly defensive area, getting every kill. Most of the time when dealing with groups of people you will need to have that sidearm ready. Everyone says they use their pistol a lot, but I usually see those people using their pistol when they have ample time to reload and use the primary weapon. It is a sidearm for a reason. You should probably use it as one. In the remaining clips, I'm going to show two more tactics I personally love to use. The first is similar to playing peekaboo with an infant. The only difference is you have a gun and the infant is a 40-year-old man with bad breath. This is done by running to some cover. You have seen the enemy just before you got around that cover, and they've noticed you or started shooting at you. They generally reload or begin sprinting, both of which renders them defenseless for at least a second. At that time, you immediately pop back from around that cover and play peekaboo. Send them back to their spawn. You can generally set up scenarios like this when you are playing defensively. I do not mean camping or waiting for people to come to you. While you are moving around the map, avoid open areas. When you are moving through an area that is relatively open, try to stick to one side. It is easier to stay alive when you have limited your exposure drastically by hugging a wall as you cross that area. If you must run out in the open, identify your areas of cover before you start sprinting. Having this predetermined safe zone, or at least what you think is a safe zone, will allow you to defend yourself in the event you start taking rounds en route to your destination. The next tactic I use on a regular basis could be called the drive-by. It is not in a vehicle though, so if you can think of a better name, please leave it in the comments section. Basically what happens is you have ran around a corner or a corridor of some kind, and an enemy has come around the other end and you both haven't seen each other at the same time. It is my general recommendation to do the drive-by at this time if you don't have a good opportunity to do the circle. The drive-by is really simple. All you do is run past the enemy, they start spinning in circles trying to shoot you, and then you engage them after you've passed them and taken some cover. Easy peasy. Alright guys, appreciate any subscriptions or likes. Until next time, this has been Tall Stork.
Here's the first aid, man. Grenade!